Hey everybody, Jeffrey Guterman, and welcome to the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network. We've got a ball game this afternoon. It's the Philadelphia Phillies at the New York Mets, the final game of a 4-game series. Phillies took the first two, then the Mets won the third. This is the final game. It'll be Champion for the Phillies and Gentry pitching for the Mets. Please stand by. I'll be back with the lineups in just a few minutes. I want to welcome everybody to the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network. We are here at Shea, and I see Kathy Harden has arrived. I'm having an okay day, Kathy. I went 2 days without a Klonopin, which it's good to do, but I took one. I gotta just settle down. And I hope you're having a good day. We're at Shea here in Flushing, New York. And it's going to be the Philadelphia Phillies at the New York Mets. The Mets won this one in real world 9-3. It's going to be Bill Champion for the Phils with 6 wins, going against the rookie Gary Gentry for the New York Mets. And let's go through our opening lineups here. The Philadelphia Phillies are in last place in the National League East. There are 38 games under 500. Actually, I'm sorry. 28 games under 500. And they have essentially been mathematically eliminated from the division. It's been a tough year. Leading off for the Phillies will be Terry Harmon at second base. Batting second, back in the lineup, I think he was out for a few games. Tony Taylor at third. I could be wrong about that. Batting third is Dick Allen at first base. The cleanup hitter is Johnny Callison playing right field. Darren Johnson in left batting fifth. Ron Stone batting sixth in center. Dave Watkins is the catcher in for the injured Mike Ryan, batting seventh. Don Money batting 8th at short. And the pitcher, the right-hander, Bill Champion. And for the home team, New York Mets, leading off, it's Tommy Agee in center field. Wayne Garrett will bat second and play third. Don Clendenin batting third at first. The cleanup hitter is Art Shamsky in left field. Ken Boswell batting 5th at second base. Batting 6th, Ron Swoboda, he's in right. Batting 7th and catching, Jerry Grody. Batting 8th at shortstop, Bud Harrelson. And the pitcher batting 9th, the rookie, right-hander Gary Gentry, with 8 wins on the season. And in just about 3 minutes, we expect the Mets to take the field, and Mike Terranova, the quintessential Mets fan, has arrived. And it's great to see Mike Terranova here. Kathy Harden for the New York Mets. He is the Pizza King of New Jersey. Absolutely. I had a feeling Mike would stop by, given that the Mets are playing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is this is the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network, and I'm the host, Jeffrey Guterman. Very honored to have that position. Oh, Christ. Are you frickin' serious, Mike? That is so sad. Mike, I knew him in the 70s. Oh, Mike. I guess it's inevitable that we're all going to go. I think he was about 10 years older than me. Did you know him, Mike? Did you meet him? I want to know, when did you start playing Strat-O-Matic? And did you ever go to the original Port Washington location on South Bales Avenue? Did you go to South Bales? South Bales. And did you go there to buy Strat-O-Matic, and was he there? James Williams died. You remember James Williams? Okay. But you met Steve Barkin? Where'd you meet him? Oh, Lord. How'd you hear about it? Yeah, you went to Glen Head. How'd you hear about it, Mike? If I may ask. You don't have to tell me. Facebook, okay. I figured. Wow. That's Strat-O-Matic itself. He was 74. I knew he was about 10 years. Oh. It's freaking sad. No, I found it. Mike, I found it. Oh, it's always a shock, and it's always unexpected. Folks, I'll be okay. Just give me a minute. You know, I pulled a lot of pranks when I was active in Strat-O-Matic, age 14 and 15, and Barkin caught wind of them. And so he didn't have a great view of me. He saw me as a troublemaker, a nuisance. And at the most recent anniversary celebration, he posted on Facebook at the celebration page, and I came in, I wished him well, and I apologized for my past behavior. And he said, that was a long time ago. We were very young. And I thought, what a great guy to forgive me. Oh, Mike, Mike, you can't. I don't want to be, I don't want people to walk on eggshells worrying about giving me anxiety. First of all, I give myself anxiety. That's the first thing, Mike. And the second thing is, I'd much rather, you see, I want to know what's going on in the world. So Steve Barkin has died, everybody. If any of you remember, and this is Jeffrey Guterman with coming from my friend Mike Terranova. We're gonna get right to the game, but I'm gonna highlight just for a couple minutes here. I don't expect you to be able to read it, but I sure am gonna highlight the loss of Steve Barkin. Who knows? Who would know? When I never thought of. I never frickin' thought of him dying, okay? Lord. Oh, will do, Mike. I believe he was Jewish, wasn't he? Guterman's, yeah. Well, that there, Papia has nothing to do with me, yeah. And that'll be tomorrow. See how quick it is? They have a good following on Facebook. Too bad I don't use Facebook much. So now, everybody, I think it's fair to say that Steve Barkin belongs to the ages. Just a few minutes of silence for Steve Barkin, please. Hey everybody, Jeffrey Guterman here in Studio B in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and I am so sorry. I had to take a few minutes out there to thank you, Steve Barkin. You know, a friend tells another friend the truth. We're going to get going with this ball game. We are at Shea. And it's a good crowd here. Thank you, Mike. This is the fourth of a four-game series, and I might tell stories as we go along about Steve, Kathy Harden, as we go along. May he rest in peace. And the New York Mets take the field. Gentry on the mound. He's taking his warm-ups, Mike. Gentry on the mound taking his warm-ups. And we are looking, you know, we were talking about the Houston Astros earlier this morning. We had a game. They played the Giants. I don't want to ruin it for anybody. We were saying both these 62 expansion teams are having the best years of their existence. Both of them, 2 over 500. Look at the Mets, 2 over 500, only 11 and a half behind. Seaver's been off. Seaver's not been as good as he could be. It's an alternate history, folks. Let me set the Mets up defensively very quickly. Of course, Gentry on the mound. Catching him is Grody. Clendenin at first, Boswell at second, Garrett at third, Buddy Harrelson at short, and in the outfield left to right, it's Shamsky, Agee, and Swoboda. And does anybody know 11 and 1/2? Mike, yeah, there you go. Cleon Jones is out with a groin injury, and I hear it's a very bad one. Otherwise, he wouldn't be out. Gentry on the mound, and here comes Terry Harmon to lead it off for the Phillies. Oh yeah, Joel Horland, absolutely. And I could probably tell you a funny story later, perhaps. It's a quick one about Steve Barkin and me. Okay, Harmon, right-handed hitter. Gentry is ready. The wind-up and the pitch to Harmon. That is 3-7 right-handed, and that's a base hit by Harmon. A leadoff. Harmon getting a rare start today. He had 201, and they have not used him much all season. They very well could be using Terry Harmon. Pretty typical for the Phillies. But Harmon singles to begin. And here's Tony Taylor now. Gentry will work from the stretch. The pitch to Taylor. That's 2-7 right-handed. Grounds it to short. Harrelson to Boswell and to Clendenin for the double play. So it's 2 outs and nobody on. Very nice infield work there. It was a 2-7 right-handed. Ground ball short A. 2 outs, nobody on here, top of the first, and here's Dick Allen now. Oh, God almighty. Gentry now. And the pitch to Allen. 1-9 right-handed, struck him out. And the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit. And none left after the double play. We've gone 1/2. It's Phillies nothing, Mets coming up. And yeah, it's too bad the Mets lost to the Phillies twice to start off this 4-game series. It was a doubleheader. They got swept. Some of you may remember as the Phillies take the field. Bill Champion on the mound, setting up the Phils defensively. Catching him is Watkins. Allen on first, Harmon on second, Taylor at third, Money at short, outfield left to right. It's Johnson, Stone, and Callison. And missing is Larry Heisel, who pinch ran and stayed in the field. He did not hit. So in our spirit, I'm not sure we would pinch hit with him, but Lord, I guess, why are you ready to pinch run, but you're not ready to step into the plate? So we actually could use him. Okay, Champion is ready, and here comes Agee to lead it off. He was a quintessential Mets fan, Steve Barkin. Die hard. He's about as big as anyone can be. AG at the plate, facing champion. We're just underway here at Shea. And the pitch to AG. That's 1-3 right-handed. It's a base hit by AG. Just like Harmon, AG singles. And how sweet it is. I loved AG in the #1 spot. And if any of you want to remind me, come around the 7th inning stretch or so for me to tell you a funny Steve Barkin story, you just let me know. And Kurt Miller has arrived. He notes champion was 11-4 in 74. Whoa. Impressive. Okay, champion is ready. Here's the pitch. So AG singles. I'm so sorry. Garrett steps in. Here's champion now. Whoa, and Garrett lays it down. Oh my, the infield stays back. He's a B, it's a 9. I think this might work. Oh yes, it does. Garrett with a very pretty bunt on a 9B. Hits it to third. And Taylor's only play is to first. So Garrett does a nice little sacrifice there, playing some small ball. And AG on second. Here's Don Clendenin. Big hand for Don. I'll tell you, if in real world the Mets in '69 didn't go on to win it, and instead they just were like 2 games over 500 all year, there'd be a lot of excitement for that in New York. I think. Not, of course, not like them going all the way. Okay, here's Clendenin. It's AG in scoring position with 1 out. Clendenin, right-handed hitter. And that's 1-9 right-handed. And it's a base hit by Clendenin. This could score AG. It's a single to left. We don't play clutch. Whoa, DJ Johnson is a +2. AG rounding third. 1 to frickin' 17. They let him score. Guess that'd be a 1 to 19. And hold Clendenin out at first, and the Mets are off to a 1-0 lead. Oh, how do you like that? AG singled, Garrett sacrificed him to second, and then Clendenin with the base hit. AG rounding quickly, and it did not even get a throw from the left fielder, Darren Johnson. He threw to second to hold Clendenin. So 1-0 ball game real quickly. And here comes Art Shamsky now. That first run of the game was for Steve. Indeed, the game is for Steve. And the game is devoted. And that means the Mets win. I forgot to put #2. Kurt Miller notes the champion was a scout with the Cubs starting in '83. He died in 2017. He was 69. My Lord. My time is coming. Geez, I'm 65. And I have abused my body so much, and I'm not going to change people. Here's Shamsky now with Clendenin on first, still 1 out. Champion. 6-7 left-handed, and that is a base hit by Shamsky now. And Clendenin rounds second, goes to third. It's first and third, 1 out for Boswell. That was for you, Steve. Art Shamsky, left-handed. It was 6-7 left-handed off Champion. Take a look at Champion here. He has a very juicy, moist 5.01 ERA, folks. That's a red flag to me, but we let him pitch. You know why? They used him. We'll take him out if he fatigues, or even if he gets bombed to hell. I think the super advanced rule is that 5 runs allowed in an inning makes you reach fatigue. Not necessarily because you're fatigued, but because you don't have it. Encouraging the user to pull. I do it sometimes after 4. I just voluntarily pull the guy. It's a tough call to make. You want to have some sort of realism, but you can game the system, and if this pitcher has a great card, you keep him in. You keep him freaking in. Well, here's Kenny Boswell now. The Mets have a chance for more here in the bottom of the first. It's 1-0 Mets. First and third, one down. Champion. Yeah, that's a good pitch to Boswell. That's 3-4 right-handed. Oh, for Kenny, it's hit deep. Oh, to right center. Mike, it's gone. Kenny Boswell has hit a 3-run home run. Ladies and gentlemen, the crowd is going just crazy. Let's look at that again. I didn't realize on his card he's got such a juicy home run there. He only had 3. And my goodness, it was a 3-4, and that's a home run 1-13. It was a 5. And Champion has allowed 4 runs, and that's going to be it for Champion with Ron Swoboda. There's still only 1 out, and they're coming out there taking him out here in the first. He pitched 1/3. It's almost like a minor leaguer. I don't know if that's fair to say, but it's almost like a schmo is pitching. We'll close him out with 4 runs, no one on base, 1 out. Let's see who's coming in. Oh, okay. Well, that's a good rule, Kurt. But for a pitcher just to have 1 rating, that's the only distinctive part of his play? Mets are really hitting the ball, knocking them homers over the wall, Kathy Harden sings. And let's see, they're going to bring in somebody here. There's no nonsense here in the first. And let's see who's going to come in. I don't even have someone valuable to bring in. Okay? This is so bad. I could look on the roster, but I'm not going to do that. So just for the way he pitched, I'm bringing in Jeff James with a 5.40 ERA. Farrell and Boozer and Raffo are available today. But with 1 out and nobody on, Jeff James is going to get a chance here with a 4-0 ball game. He only pitched 32 innings. And James is ready. He's finished up his warm-ups, and it's going to be Swoboda now. Still only 1 out, and it was a productive one. A sacrifice bunt by Garrett to move AG into scoring position for which Clendenin then knocked him home. Shamsky singled. It was first and third, 1 out. And then Boswell with oh, I forgot to add Boswell here. I'm so sorry, everybody. It's a pain in the ass. That's just the way it goes. It's a real pain in the ass sometimes. And it is number 2 for Boswell. Number 2 for Kenny Boswell. He had 3. And just think about that. I didn't ever thought of him as a home run hitter. But I guess if you hit them, maybe just 3 of them, they are home runs. Well, here's Swoboda facing Jeff James. No one on, 1 out. Here's the windup by James and the pitch. That's going to be 3-9 right-handed, and he struck him out. That's 2 away. Good start for Jeff. Oh, excuse me. Here's Jerry Grody. 4-0 Mets here. Batting in the bottom of the first. And it's 2-way. Pitch from James. That's 4-7 right-handed, and he grounds it to short for Money, who throws it over to Dick Allen, and the side is out. So James gets the Phillies out of that hard inning. 4 runs on 4 hits, 3 singles, and a 3-run home run by the unexpected Kenny Boswell. It's almost like an Al Weiss home run, but not quite. Here's Gentry now. To start the top of the second, Callison will lead it off. 4-0 Mets. Gentry, the pitch to Callison. And that's 5-6 left-handed. Grounds it to first for Clendenin. Takes it to the bag, 1 out. Kurt Miller notes James' nickname is Jesse. Oh, yeah, Jeff James. Know nothing of him. Maybe I remember him back then. A very obscure pitcher on this 69 Phillies team. Okay, Gentry, 1 out, nobody on. Facing DJ Johnson. 6-7 right-handed, struck him out. That's the second for Gary today. 2-way. Here at Shea on a Saturday afternoon. What could be cooler than that? 2 outs, nobody on, and it's going to be Ron Stone. I know very little of him. Here's Gentry. 2-6, and he flies it to center for AG, and the side is out. A 1-2-3 inning for Gary Gentry. Looking very nice. After 1.5, it's 4-0 Mets, and Jeff James will come out again. Pitched, faced 2 batters, retired them in the, and here's the late Buddy Harrelson. We're talking about the loss of Steve Barkin. integral person in the development of Strat-O-Matic, starting in the, I guess, the very late 60s, early 70s, and during those glory years of Strat-O-Matic. He actually occasioned, of course, what I call the glory years, with the New York Convention and all that. Buddy Harrelson now, switch hitter, batting left against James. Here's James, and the pitch. 4-3, left-handed, fly ball right X, first X today. It is a 4-3, switch hitter, batting left, right-handed. And that's going to be Callison 2-4. It is to right field. It's going to be a 2-4. That's a 9-2. F2. And he is a 4. That is a 5-9-13. It is a 4-13 out in right. And he makes the catch. Okay. It took a while, but we got it. Here comes Gentry. Okay, James ready now. The pitch to Gentry. That is 5-9, right-handed, grounds to short X. Grounds to short X, that's going to be money. 327. 5-3. G3. 27 on that, that's 10-15. On the money there. And he throws him out. Nice play by Money, two-way. So 2 X's there. And here comes AG. AG singled in the first. Came home on Clendenin's base hit. Two outs, nobody on. James has retired the first 4 Mets here. The pitch to AG. That's 4-8, right-handed, and that is a base hit for AG. His second in 2 innings. Another single by AG. James lets up the base hit. Look at that, right on his card, 4-8. That's a chunky hit there. Again, his ERA was 5.40. Okay, it's AG on first, 2 down. Here's Garrett. He had the sacrifice bunt that helped set up AG to score in the first. The pitch from James. 4-10, left-handed, fly ball right. This should end the inning. It's Callison under it on a 4-10 left-handed, and the side is retired. Whoa. No runs, 1 hit. And 1 left. It is 4-0 though. And that's okay for Met fans, I guess. And I like it. He was called Palm Trees. Okay. He just played well in the spring. You know, there's a lot of bad pitching in the spring, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I mean? a lot of lot to hit, even though you're rusty too, though. I think these days, if you're training, you got to take batting practice during the off season. You can't absolutely do nothing. I could be wrong. We move to the top of the third. Here's Gentry now. We'll face the bottom third of this order. It's Watkins, Money, and then we'll see Jeff James is due up. And leading it off to face Gentry is the catcher, Dave Watkins. His first plate appearance today. Gentry now. The windup and the pitch to Watkins. That is a 4-9 right-handed. Struck him out. Gentry with his third. He's had 1 each inning. Looking very good, Gentry. Now here's Don Money. Here's Gentry now, and the pitch to Money. That's 3-5 right-handed, struck him out. That's two outs, and Gentry is really looking tough today. Let's see what's going to happen here. They're, the other thing is, do they even have hitting? Whoops. Do the Phillies even have anybody worth hitting? Heisel, Joseph, are like the only people you could seriously think about. You could also go with just for the hell of it, and we're just going to do it to, see if maybe he can get a hit. We're going to go with Rich Barry, a 188 hitter. It's a very intuitive thing because, and he only had 32 at bats. I don't want to use up the pinch hitters. There are 2 outs. I know it's an obligatory pinch hit. There is a chance that the Phillies can come back, so that's the way we happen to manage that. So here's Rick Barry. And we have a Mark Levine who has arrived, everybody. Mark Levine has arrived. We welcome him, along with the rest of you, to the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network. 2 outs, nobody on here. And it's Rich Barry with 2 outs and nobody on, hitting for James. And the pitch from Gentry now. 5-2. Shit. Right-handed. And he lines it to short to Harrelson, and the side is retired. So that is the side. And Gentry has another scoreless inning there. 1, 2, 3 also. He's retired 8 in order with 4 strikeouts. There's going to be a new pitcher. And they're just going to go through the frickin' line here. Farrell and Boozer pitched in real world, and I think this would be a delightful time. Just a delightful time. don't have a freaking left-handed relief pitcher, for Christ's sakes. I wanted to cross Hodges up. There's Jerry Johnson. No, they don't have left-handed pitching in the pen. My Lord. I could go with Grant Jackson if he's sufficiently rested. I hate to even bother. And I hate to take up the time of all you good people. But I'm going to do a quick look here on the baseball reference to see when the last time he started and so forth. Wise. Okay, Jackson looks good from the past. Let's see how he is in the future. If he's not being used for at least 2 days more. Maybe 3 is what's needed. It's a tall order. There's Fryman. And there's Jackson. So he's out of the question. And that's a really weak frickin' bullpen. So we'll bring Boozer in. I'm so sorry for the delay. Ron Stone was a strong-armed outfielder who pitched 2 innings in the minors, but never got a chance to pitch in the majors. It sounds like he didn't get much of a chance in the minors either, with 2 innings. If I'm not mistaken there, Kurt Miller. James pitched 1 2/3 of pretty decent baseball. He did allow a base hit, struck a batter out, no runs. And here's Boozer taking his warm-ups to face these New York Mets. Boozer taking his warm-ups. We're at Shea Stadium, everybody. And we hope that you are enjoying the crowd. And we're trying to hold it together here as much as we can. We have Kurt Miller, Mark Levine, of course, our great Kathy Harden. Mike Terranova's a huge Mets fan. I don't know if he's still here, but I wouldn't be surprised because I know he likes to see the Mets. And it's going to be Clendenin leading it off, bottom of the 3rd here. Boozer now is the 3rd pitcher already for these Phillies. They trail 4-0. Yeah, Terranova is here. Here's Clendenin now, John Boozer. And here's the pitch. That is 5-2 right-handed, and it's a liner to short. Caught by Money. Nice catch. Very nice catch by Don Money. You had to see it. It was 5-2 right-handed. Single one to 11-16. And Shamsky comes up. Shamsky singled and scored on the Boswell 3-run home run. Okay, Boozer. The pitch to Shamsky. That's going to be 4-11 left-handed, struck him out. So Boozer gets the first 2 Mets here in the 3rd. And Kenny Boswell is the batter. He gets a nice hand. I think that's quite a very, very nice pattern that you have picked up on there, Kurt Miller, that the Phillies had a Bobby Wine and a John Boozer. I don't believe Wine was on this team. Didn't Wine play short? And he was very good. I remember Boa was a great shortstop, I thought. Tough player. Here's Boswell with 2 outs and nobody on. Boozer now. And it's a base hit by Boswell. His second hit of the game. He's having a day. A 2-out single by Kenny Boswell off Boozer. 2 away. Here's Swoboda now. Boozer from the stretch. The pitch to Swoboda. And that's 5-5 right-handed. Grounds to short X for money. He is a 327. We've done him twice already today. Doing money here at a 327. And that's 11-3 G2 E27. 5-10-13. It's going to be a clean G2 with the runner on first, and that's going to be the side. Throws him out, money. Side retired, no runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. Still 4-0 Mets, though. We've gone 3. I'm going to try to remember to tell a Steve Barkins story later today. That was a great obituary written by Hal Richmond. It really was. It was quite intimate. Loved that. Hal is a class guy. Hal never liked me either. You know that? Hal never liked me. He thought me as a nuisance. We'll be back in just about a minute or two, folks. This is the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network. Gentry has been tough in the first 3 innings. He's allowed 1 single. It was the leadoff by Harmon. And that's it. He has struck out 4 and really had strong stuff. The rookie Gentry. It's Jeffrey Guterman in Studio B here, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and it's our 1969 replay. It's September 7. Final game here of this 4-game between the Phils at the Mets in Shea Stadium. Mets 2 games over 500. Gentry has been awesome in the first 3 innings. He'll face Terry Harmon, top of the order. Harmon singled, and then he was out in a double play. And there's been nothing, no base runners since. Kurt Miller writes, and I think he means Boozer, would bite grasshoppers in half, put the back half under his tongue, and let them hop out of his mouth. He'd bite him in half, though. Wouldn't that kill him? And isn't that sort of a... well, I don't want to... can I give my commentary on that? I think that's animal abuse. Okay? If there's an infestation, you could do something, but that is heinous conduct to do to a living creature. Think about it, and I'm not being some far left, dying heart, bleeding heart. I'm not a bleeding heart. I'm talking about basic ethics. Having no regard for grasshoppers and their place in the ecosystem. Again, if there's an infestation, I'm not an expert about how to handle it. I think there are some regions that get a shitload of them. I don't like them. Here's Gary Gentry now, starting his 4th inning. Harmon at the plate. But thanks for sharing that. Kurt Miller shares a lot of information. And some of it may be unnerving for some people. Here's Gentry. And the pitch to Harmon. That is 5-6, right-handed. It's a fly to right for Swoboda. 1 down. Here comes Taylor. Gentry has retired 9 in order. The pitch to Taylor now. That's 3-9 right-handed, and that's a fly to left. A can of corn for Shamsky. 2-away. for Dick Allen. Mets ahead 4-0 here. Top of the fourth, we're at Shea. Here's Gentry. And the pitch to Allen. That is 2-5 right-handed, and he struck him out. And he strikes out a lot, but that's the fifth for Gentry. He's not a strikeout pitcher, to my knowledge. The prankster, you don't think the prankster would do what? What were we talking about? I am so sorry, Kathy Harden. I lost the context. Look at that, another 1-2-3 for Gary Gentry, having a real easy day here at Shea. And Boozer will come out and pitch the bottom of the fourth to the New York Mets. We are in Shea Stadium, and it's a beautiful, beautiful crowd. Oh, the grasshopper. How quickly I forget. No, I don't think the prankster would do that. I think his stuff, I don't think it's just something about him. I don't think he's going to harm anybody physically. But that falls in the category of like almost killing cats when you're a child, or maybe because it's an insect. Some people would say, well, it's just an insect, but it's an unnecessary act. It's done merely for entertainment at the expense of the grasshopper. Let's leave the interventions to public officials, I think. And I guess you can get an exterminator if you have a problem. But don't be biting them off and having them hop under your mouth. Is that supposed to be a stunt? Okay, it's a pretty morbid, asinine stunt, if you ask me. And some of you may say, well, you're getting too hung up on it. Well, maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. Okay, Boozer takes the mound for his second inning of relief here. It'll be Grote, Harrelson, and Gary Gentry. Grote still with us. 0 for 1. And Boozer. And that's 6-4 right-handed. They walked him. Grote takes first, and here's Buddy Harrelson now. Gentry on deck. Here's Harrelson now. Boozer from the stretch. 1-9, right-handed, grounds it to second. For Harmon, he throws to first. Grote goes on to second base on that. It was hit away from the bag. And Harmon had to reach over in the middle of the diamond to throw Harrelson out. It's Grote on second, 1 down. Here's Gary Gentry. Some of you may remember his double in Game 3 of the 1969 World Series. And when that happened, I said to myself, they are going to win. I mean, this is unbelievable. Grote, you should have seen Grote, Gentry, when he was on second after that double, the look on him was like, I can't believe I'm here. Yeah, Kathy Harden notes Boozer must be a fun guy at parties. I had no idea Boozer had sociopathic tendencies. I'm just, don't take that too seriously. Don't believe it's the truth in it, but it's just, oh, how do you like that? Larry Shepard, good for him. He called it clownish behavior. Okay. Good for him. But it didn't do him much good this year. Boozer, as you can see, has a very actually, he had a 4.28 ERA. He's okay. He's not too bad. Hit ratio isn't so good. He lets up his share of home runs. He's pretty mediocre, I guess we would say, at best. Here's Gentry now, 1 out, and Grody in scoring position. It's 4-0 Mets. Here's Boozer. And that's 6-8, right-handed, and he struck him out. Boozer looking pretty good here today. Going right through him, Boozer, Farrell. We'll go through. And no offense to anybody who thinks it's fun or it's funny. We don't need to. If you have that view, that's fine. We don't need to go into it. Make it an issue. Here's AG 2 outs now. The situation with Grody on second. Boozer has a chance to pitch a few innings, given at least a couple more innings, maybe. Hodgkin's disease, 47 frickin' years old. Oh, I don't wish that on anybody. I don't wish that on anybody. Boy, he does look like a kind of strange guy. Of course, I don't like to make judgments. You can't judge a book by its cover. But it is a type of lymphoma, and it is I guess you could call it a blood disease, the cancer. It was good for the grasshoppers, Kurt Miller. It's an ecosystem. Okay, here's Boozer facing AG in a situation. 2 outs, it's Grody on first. Boozer. And the pitch. That is 1-7, right-handed. He flies it to left. And that's for DJ, and he makes the catch. And the side is retired. AG flies to left. And we've gone 4. It's 4-0. Yes, Mike Terranova. Well, Kenny Boswell. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Mike. Commentary hit one over the wall. I don't know the context of that. We're heading to the top of the 5th now. It's Gentry who has been almost perfect today. Callison will lead it off. Gentry winds and deals. That's 6'9" Callison, and he walked him. First walk by Gary today. Here comes DJ Johnson now. Struck out by Gentry in the second. Ooh. God almighty. Here's Gentry now. Facing Johnson. It's 5-12 right-handed. It's going to be another fly to left. For Shamsky, 1 out, and Callison holds. Here's Ron Stone, left-handed hitter. I have never... oh, you were rooting for AG. Of course, I should have known. I have never been to either of those parks, Jimmy Jam. I don't know who you're asking. But no, I have not. Here's Stone now with 1 out and Callison on first after the walk. Here's Gentry. 6-7 left-handed. He struck him out. Number 6. And here's Watkins. Two outs. Callison on first. That's 111 right-handed. Grounds it to first. For Clendenin, he'll take it to the bag, and the side is retired. So Gentry continues pitching superb baseball. We're in the middle of the 5th. It's a 4-0 ball game. Gonna put my dinner in the oven if you don't mind. And this should not interrupt the game too much. This takes about 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And with that done, we'll get right back to this ball game. Heading to the bottom of the 5th, 4-0 Mets. Boozer again. In his 3rd inning of relief. And his first endurance is the 4th. And here's Wayne Garrett now to lead it off. That's 1-7 right-handed, and he struck him out. He's looked good today, Boozer. Here's Don Clendenin. Here's Clendenin now. At the plate, here's Boozer. 1-5 right-handed, and that is a grounder to first, stopped by Dick Allen. Throws to Boozer covering. That's two-way, nice play on a 1-5 grounder. And here's Shamsky. 2 outs, nobody on. That's 1-5 right-handed. It's a base hit to left for Shamsky, his second of the game. Thrown in by Johnson. Shamsky on first, 2 down. And here's Boswell. 2 for 2 with a 3-run home run, single left on. That is 6-10, left-handed, fly ball to right. And under that is Callison, and the side is retired. If I concentrate, it's no runs, 1 hit, none left. Still 4-0 after 5 Mets. If I just do it like this, I'm just listening, looking at everywhere I went, trying to think if I am missing anything. I was in minor league stadiums. I think that's about it. If I can think of any others, I'll add them, but that's where I've been. No Rhodes Scholar, never been to Veterans. Well, we're heading to the top of the 6th here, and it's going to be Gentry again, throwing shutout baseball, 1-hit shutout baseball. He's walked 1, struck out 6. He's just been something else today, and it's Don Money leading it off. And there'll be a hitter for Boozer, who's pitched plenty of innings anyway. Here's Gentry. That's 5-7 right-handed, grounds to second X. Boswell, 334. 334 to Boswell. That's 5-3. It's a G3. 6-10-11 E34. And he's going to throw him out. 1 away. There's going to be a hitter, even though I don't think they have much of a hitter available. Just like in real world, Turk Farrell will come in. He's a right-hander. He pitched good baseball, John Boozer. 3 innings, 2 hits, no walks, 3 strikeouts, no runs. Farrell taking his warm-ups. Joel, you've been to all 26 parks. Wow, that's something to do. It's good for you. Do you enjoy it? Johnny Briggs will come in to pinch hit all 26 parks. Johnny Briggs. Right. Many are gone, sure. Okay, Briggs facing Gentry. Here's the pitch to Briggs. That's 111 right-handed, and he hits it back to Gentry. He fields it and throws to Clendenin, 2 outs. And here comes Terry Harmon. Turk Farrell is ready to come in. Getting into the motor cart. There at Shea, the little golf cart. And he'll be brought in here. It's 2 outs, nobody on. Here's Gentry. I always thought that was a little peculiar. The guy can't walk from the dugout? Some did. Goose Gossage. He was tough. Okay, Harmon at the plate, 1 for 2. He's got the only hit off Gentry today. Here's the pitch to Harmon. There's 6'9", right-handed, and he walked him. Second walk given up by Gary. Harmon is on. 2 outs, and it's Tony Taylor. Whoa, you've been to some good games, Mike Terranova. You have been to some good games. Harmon on first, 2 outs. Here's Taylor now 0 for 2. Gentry. That's 2-8 right-handed. Oh, it's hit well by Taylor. Deep. Oh, my. This is a 2-run home run by Tony Taylor. Oh, my. What a way for Tony to get back in the lineup here. That was unexpected. He hit it off Gentry. Let's look at that again. 2-8. Home run 1-4 against right-handers. And it was a frickin' 4. Taylor, not really a home run hitter. He has W power. They just put that on because he probably had a few home runs. Philly's right back in this ball game now. It's a brand new ball game, absolutely. That is number 2 for Taylor. And we had an unexpected home run by Boswell, a 3-run. And now a 2-run by Taylor off Gentry. 2 outs, nobody on, and here's Dick Allen. He had 3. Here's Allen now. And that was his second. I just reconfirmed that was his second of the year. Okay, here's Allen now with 2 outs, nobody on. Gentry. His first inning of endurance is the 7th. And the pitch to Allen. That's going to be 410 right-handed. Catcher X. That'll be Grody 2-4. That's 13-2. It's a pop-up. For 13. It looks like he's going to catch this with 2 outs. And he does. And the side is retired. But 2 runs on a 2-run by the unlikely Tony Taylor. We've gone 6. It's 4-2 here at Big Beautiful Shea here in Flushing Meadow. Good crowd out here for the ball game. This is the bridge we used to walk over. This has to be it right here. It goes all the way down to about somewhere there where there's a bus stop and a whole bunch of stores and restaurants. I took one bus from Manhasset on Northern Boulevard on Manhasset, New York, right near Roslyn. And it picked you up and it took you all the way in. And I don't know if it was its last stop, but it stopped right there in that Flushing strip. And from there we didn't mind walking. It was probably about, I guess maybe close to a mile, maybe a little less, I don't know. And it took you right to the ballpark. And I had been in Shea Stadium more than any other stadium. Well, we're going to head to the bottom of the 6th. The Mets will come up again. And there is a new pitcher. It's Turk Farrell. Turk Farrell is on the mound and he's taking his warm-ups. Taylor died. Which Taylor? Tony Taylor. Okay. In 2020 in Miami, 84 years old. That is a great shot of Shea, Mike Terranova. I thought Tony Taylor was a sort of a staple of that Philadelphia ball club. It's Turk Farrell taking his warm-ups. He's the fourth pitcher today. It's now a 4-2 ball game after the 2-run home run by Taylor off Gentry in the sixth. Next inning will be his first endurance inning, Gentry. And actually, this is his second endurance inning. Wow. Glad I didn't miss that. But in the sixth, he did allow a walk and a home run. Any combination now of 2 hits and or walks, he is fatigued. Oh, actually, Turk Farrell is a new pitcher. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm so sorry. This is his first inning. Oh. And Ron Swoboda will lead it off. It's 4-2 Mets. Mets open to getting some more runs here. Swoboda 0 for 2. Here's Farrell. And that is 2-7 right-handed. A grounder to second for Harmon, and he throws it to Dick Allen, 1 out. Now Grody. Grody grounded to short and walked. Here's Farrell now. And the pitch. 2-6 right-handed, fly ball to center. For Stone, he makes the catch, 2 outs. And Buddy Harrelson is the batter. And I'm going to tell you, if I'm going to be using a Larry Heisel in this game, the decision has already been made. He will be eligible to pinch hit. He pinch ran and fielded in this game. And in my book, if you can do that, you can bat. Okay, so he's been out for several games, but he did in real world pinch run and then go out and play the outfield. Here's Harrelson with 2 outs, nobody on. We're in the bottom of the 6th. And suddenly a tight game, 4-2. Farrell winds and the pitch to Harrelson. 5-9, switch hitter batting left, grounds to short X. Money 327, boy, we've done that a lot today. I should know it by now. 327, 18-3. G1, E27. That's 1, 2, 3, E27 at short. Oh, and he boots it. Oh, my. It's an error by Money. And that's the first of the game for anybody. Money booted it. So 2 outs, Money on first. The good news about that is you get Gentry to come up and let the top of the order next inning, unless Gentry gets a hit, and then you have a clutch ciation with AG. Two outs, Harrelson on first after the error. Pitch to Gentry. That's 2-5, right-handed, struck him out. So Farrell has an effective first inning of relief. No runs, no hits, the error left on. We've gone 6 innings here at Shea. And it's Mets 4, Phillies 2, and both already the Phillies have on to their fourth pitcher. Gentry has gone all the way. He will take the mound shortly to start the top of the seventh after I take about a 5-minute break and try to enjoy the ride. I'm Jeffrey Guterman, and this is the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network. I'll be back in about 5 minutes, everybody. Stand by for my Steve Barkin story as we mourn the loss of Steve Barkin, the great Strat-O-Matic employee, and he was like number 2 man behind Richmond, especially in the development of the game, and he put a lot into that game. And I'll be recalling in the 7th inning stretch my story, my fun. I hope you'll find it fun. Still going. Another 25 minutes. Whoa. Well, we have this break. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for spending your time here with us on the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network. It is a privilege for you to be so generous as to spend time here. In the one life you live, the one life you have, and I played Strat-O-Matic from 1970 to 74, early 74, and then quit. And when the pandemic resumed, I came back full speed. Started the 69 replay after a full start with the 64, which I've since started over, following my system of using exact lineups used. But substitutions and all sorts of things can be done anyway. We look at who was used in real world, in relief, and use it as a guideline, not a requirement. And it helps avoid overusing people, because we also put up here who pitched last game in the replay. This is real world replay. 2 home runs today. Boswell, the big 3-run home run in the first. It was a 4-run inning. And then Tony Taylor with a 2-run shot in the 6th to make it a 4-2 ball game. After losing the first two to Philadelphia, then they won the third game. They are now 2 games over 500, which is really it's a precedent for this franchise. It's the best record they've had this late in the season, easily. 68 was an incrementally better year, but they were still under 500. They had Kuzmin and Seaver. And this year, they are a 500 team. They are no longer in the cellar or second to last. They are now an average team, if you really want to look at the true view of it. Oh. God. Stay tuned for my Steve Barkin story in memoriam, and total respect and fun with Steve Barkin, and the memory of Steve Barkin during the 7th inning stretch. We're going to move now to the top of the 7th, and it's going to be Gentry now. He finally got hit by allowing a 2-run home run. He walked Harmon with 2 outs. And Taylor hit the home run. And the Phil's going to come up. They're down by 2 here in the top of the 7th. And it's Jeffrey Guterman in Studio B. It'll be Callison, Johnson, and Stone. Here's Callison to start it off. Gentry is ready to pitch to Callison. That's 310 right-handed. He pops it up behind the plate, and it's for Grody. And he's right there. That's his second pop out. Guess you'd call it put out in a row. And here's Darren Johnson. Gentry trying to settle down after the 2-run home run. DJ 0 for 2. Gentry now. Pitch to DJ. 3-8 right-handed. Oh my, DJ hits it deep to left. Back to the wall goes Shamsky. It's gone. A solo home run by DJ Johnson, and boy did he hit that hard. Dick Allen once said in an interview that no one hit a ball as hard as DJ Johnson. And DJ Johnson has done it here off Gentry. Let's look at that again, please. 3-8, right-handed, home run 1-9. It was a frickin' 8. Anybody? Anybody at all? Do you notice? It's a frickin' 8. Kathy Harden is not happy. DJ Johnson, that's number 13. He's underperforming. No, he had 17. Not really. maybe a little. It's number 13 for DJ Johnson. Grody out to talk to Gary. It's now a 4-3 game. It's going to be Ron Stone coming in at the plate. This is Jerry's first endurance inning. Ryan is warming in the bullpen. He was used in real world. Also is DeLauro. Two of them warming. It's the youngster Nolan Ryan and Paul DeLauro. I think it was Paul. He's a left-hander. He's one of the lesser named. And he's a left-hander. And the little he pitched, well, it was 64 innings, very good. He started 4 games. DeLauro warming along with Ryan. And here's Ron Stone. 1 out, nobody on. Left-handed hitter Stone. Gentry 2-6, right-handed, fly ball center for AG. And it's 2 away. And now Dave Watkins. He has a little bit of power. Gentry has allowed 2 home runs today. And the pitch to Watkins. That's going to be 6-8 right-handed. And he flies it to center for AG. Again, on a 6-8 right-hander, and he makes the catch and the side is out. 1 run, though, for the Phillies. They were within 1 here with Turk Farrell on the mound. And got to tell you that I'm not sure who the Phillies have, if anybody. To come in. Jackson is not available. Oh, Raffo. Yes, of course. Al Raffo. And he's sufficiently rested, fortunately. And he is warming. And now I'm going to take a few minutes here to tell my Steve Barkin story, if it's okay with you. And I'm going to try to do this in a very, very clear and compassionate way. Steve Barkin, who we just learned, I'm sorry to shock people if they're learning this, he died. I don't know if it was yesterday. And they say it is with great sadness, this is Hal Richmond, that I must report to the Strat-O-Matic community the passing of former employee Steve Barkin at age 74. I got to know Steve Barkin because I used to actually drive my bicycle. I was 14. I used to drive my bicycle to the original Strat-O-Matic location, which was in Port Washington on South Bales Avenue. If you Google old ads, you'll see that address. And whenever I walked in, it was Hal Richmond sitting at a desk in the center of the room. And then there was the back room, which was the warehouse, but the front room was the office work. It was Hal Richmond. Sometimes he'd be opening up letters, orders, he had an electric letter opener. which I thought was pretty cool. Again, this is like 73, 72. And Steve Barkin was almost always there, sitting at another desk. Well, to make a long story short, and I've spoken about this elsewhere, and I was a prankster back in those glory days of Strat-O-Matic, that golden age of 70 to 74. I subscribed to the Strat-O-Matic Review, and I placed fraudulent ads. When I say fraudulent, it was not to get money. I should say they were fake ads. That's what they were. They were fake ads. And one of them got really big because I wrote a fake ad that Steve Burleson, the center for the NC State basketball team at the time, was starting a football league, a draft football league. I put a fake address, but I got the zip code area from the phone book, and he was inundated with inquiries, and again, I'm 13 or 14, so it was a prank. And after a while, I placed other fake ads. And one day I went to Strat-O-Matic, or actually one day I called Strat-O-Matic. I used to call them and ask them things. And Barkin usually answered the phone, and he said to me in passing at the end, "Please don't place any more ads in the Strat-O-Matic Review." And this is supposed to be a heartwarming story because he was right. I shouldn't. And I think I heeded his request. I think I did that. But I had interactions with him. He didn't think much of me as a kid, and I was just a younger kid. I'm 9 years younger than him, and when we were that age, I mean, he's like 22, 23, and I'm 14 and 15, if you get the idea. So that's my Steve Barkin story. And I am very, very sad to hear about his passing, and it just goes on and on. People in your lives. And I was able, by the way, to reconcile with Steve when he was on Facebook. And in fact, if you look at it, I don't know how far I'd have to go back. You could see my, this would go too far back. They do a lot of posts. Maybe it would be here. To see the interaction I had with Steve. It's gonna be too hard for me to find. Nah, I'm not going to be able to find it because I really don't know how far I would have to go back. Nah, I'm going to have to go too far back there. Maybe if I look at videos. Here we go. Too far back. Can't do it. I'm sorry. I hope you're enjoying the ball game. It's a tight one. And Turk Farrell will take the mound to try to hold this, keep the Phillies in this ball game. Back to live coverage. Turk Farrell. In his wait a minute. Boozer pitched 1, 2. I don't know why. Third, James. James pitched 1 2/3. Boozer pitched 1, 2, 3. 5. Okay, yes. Farrell has pitched 1 inning. And it'll be the top of the order, AG. Okay, AG steps in facing Farrell. AG 2 for 3 today. Here's the pitch to AG. 6-8 right-handed, and that is a double down the line for AG. So the Mets working on something again here. AG leadoff double on a 6-8 right-handed. And it was a 5. And he's 3 for 4 today. Now here's Wayne Garrett. Farrell from the stretch now. And the pitch to Garrett. That's 111 right-handed, and that is a liner to second caught by Harmon. 1 out. And now Clendenin 1 for 3. I'm glad to leave the broadcast going for a while after this ball game, if anyone wants to have live chat. Clendenin steps in. It's 1 out, AG on second. Here's Farrell now. That'll be a 1-8 right-handed, and it's hit back to Farrell. He fields it and throws to Allen for the second out. And here comes Shamsky. Here's Turk Farrell now. 2 for 3, Shamsky. That's 6-9 left-handed, and that is a base hit. Cut off nicely, and that's going to score AG. AG rounds third and comes home on 2 asteroids. And now it is a 5-3 ball game. Shamsky with his third hit of the ball game. That was 6-9 left-handed, and that was a base hit. That was a, wait a minute. Oh, it was a 3. It is a base hit. And here's Ken Boswell. Shamsky on first, 2 outs. Here's Farrell. That's a 5-9 left-handed, grounds to short X. That'll be for money 327. Boy, he's got a lot of X's today. Art freaking Shamsky. That's 1-3. That's going to be an S2. He's an E27, 4, 5, 6, 7. It will be a single, an S2. It's probably an advanced 2 with the runner on first. It is a single, and Shamsky goes to third. So with 2 outs, it's Kenny Boswell on first and Shamsky on third. Philly doesn't really have the luxury of a relief pitcher I could use. I could go to the roster and then go with a nameless player, which is something we may have to do. I don't think they have a... Oh, Al Raffo. I have Al Raffo. But we're going to see if he can get out of this. First and third, 2 outs. Here's Swoboda. And the pitch. That's 1-3 right-handed, and he struck him out. So that will retire the side. Another run, though. And after 7, it is a 5-3 ball game. And if it's okay with you, I'm going to just take about 10 minutes to eat something. And we will be back very shortly for the top of the 8th. It's 5-3 now, Mets. It doesn't take me long, folks. Indeed. While I eat, I thought it would be nice to have some interviews. Here's an interview done 6 years ago with Steve Barkin.
Hey guys, check it out. It's Mrs. Stevens. They say she can make us cure of thin air.
This is about, it's relatively brief. Hold on. See if I can get this earlier. Part 1. And this is done for in memoriam. They broke it up into 3 parts. This first one is 4 minutes. 2017 with Steve Barkin.
We're back in the Strat studio. We have a special guest here. This is Steve Barkin. Obviously, you weren't able to make it to opening day.
No.
But I'm sure you've been following along all the festivities.
Yes, I have. I always do.
So, give us some of your initial thoughts on what you saw this year compared to some of the other years.
It sounded like it went very smooth. I've seen the interviews. I've seen what you've done with my old office. And I enjoyed the interview with Bill Daughtry especially. I've known Bill for close to 50 years. And, you know, it's nice to see his picture still up on the wall.
Right, yeah.
But like I said, it went smooth. I'm waiting for an opening day without a blizzard.
Right.
One of these days I'll show up opening day, not 2 months afterwards.
Right. What's some of the biggest differences that you see in Strat-O-Matic since the time that you left?
It's tough to tell. There are some new things coming out, some things that we started working on when I was still here. Certain things that should have been, we thought, finished a couple of years ago, but now they seem to be. And you know, I'm enjoying following the progress that my successor has made, young John. I think is doing a great job, and I think when I left, it was time. It really was time. I miss doing some of the work that I did. Some of the work that John's doing now, I don't miss.
Right.
So, like I said, the time was right.
I mean, I'm sure you've been following along just as, just as intensely as you have before. Things like that.
Not as much.
Okay.
Not as much. There were certain things that I had to do as part of the research job that I no longer have to do. I still follow baseball. I follow my favorite team, the Nets, but the rest of it, not as much.
Okay. Well, 2016 in baseball, we know, we just released it. A season, I would say, like no.
To me, it was probably the most interesting season since about 1984. I think when my team started to make a move.
Right.
I was playing the daily data game, which I really enjoyed during last season, and now I'm actually through April playing the 2016 season.
Nice.
And so far, I'm doing a little better job than Terry Collins. Not much better, but I thought it was a very good season. I also like the Cardinals, which is a strange combination, but that's for personal reasons. And I was disappointed in them this year, but it was nice to see the Cubs finally break through.
Right.
And they're a very good team, and it showed.
How many times did Cubs fans go to you and say, we had the team this year, but for some reason it just didn't work?
It's a few times.
Yeah.
A few times. I actually had more contact with Red Sox fans.
Okay.
We had one working here for a little bit as an intern a few years ago, and I was kind of giving her the razz during World Series that year, and she got the last laugh.
Yeah.
But then again, I think I was rooting for the Phillies, and it's kind of tough.
Right. And thanks again for joining me, Steve.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for visiting today. It was really good to see you.
It was good seeing you guys.
And that's part one. Folks, we are in a little break here while I eat something. It's 5-3 Mets over the Phillies in our 1969 replay, September 7, after 7. And we're looking in the memoriam of Steve Barkin's visit to, it's a 4-part, I believe, but here's part 2. Maybe it's a 3-part. Here's part 2. These are brief.
When I have pain from my
These are about 4 minutes each. I don't know why they broke them up.
We're back in the Strat studio. We have a special guest here. This is Steve Barkin. In your time here, did you work on the other sports as well?
Yes. When I first started, it was a week before football came out.
Okay.
So I didn't work on the original testing of the football game. I did work on the testing for the basketball game, the college football games, plural, the hockey game, and I did work on the cards for all 4 sports. Later on, the work was divided by James Williams, who did football and basketball. Al did a lot of football himself. I wound up doing the hockey. Baseball job was done by all of us with the current seasons. So, I mean, back in the 80s and 70s, I had a hand in everything, as we all did.
Good. So in these most recent seasons that have been released, you kind of, I mean, you were the one who was a majority part responsible for a lot of these seasons.
A lot of redone seasons. I'll call them redone.
Right.
For a long time, I was the one who was picking the seasons that we would do. I would put out a poll on the Strat fan forum, and we would use the results as a guide.
Right.
The first couple of seasons that we did were an experiment, and they were my choice, what I wanted to do. And that was 1956, 1961, 1970, 1930. I would say about 10, 15 years ago, we probably took a look in the future and we picked about 8 seasons that we wanted to do. And that kept me busy.
Right.
I always enjoyed it.
Yeah. So do you see, I mean, obviously you're the one who trained John to
Yes.
be what he is now, and he does a lot of the heavy lifting for baseball specifically. So do you see some of your influence kind of in the new seasons in terms of either specific players or specific trends and ratings?
John's got his own idea of what he wants to do. And I'll give him a little argument once in a while, but eventually he's the one who's got to do it. So, for instance, he wanted to do 1 year, I wanted to do another year, and I didn't think Hal would want to do the year he wants to do. Hal evidently said it was okay. So I'm in agreement, do the season and see what happens.
How did you usually choose which ones you wanted to do? What did you look for in that season?
I look for an interesting pennant race. Then I look for something interesting during the season. 1941, for instance, Ted Williams, Joe DiMaggio's hitting streak. The Dodgers' first pennant in 21 years. I look for that. Anything interesting. And of course, you want a good pennant race. And especially if you can get one in both leagues, like 1964, it would be a great, that would be a double bonus.
What about 49?
1949, I've been pushing for years. I wanted to do 1949 several years ago because of the races. And I'm glad to see it came out. Hopefully it'll do well.
Yeah. When you came in today, you got to test a little bit of the card game.
Yes.
What are your thoughts?
Excellent.
Okay.
I really like it. as I said to you before, I'm a little concerned how it would show up on my phone, not because of the viewer app, but because of the phone.
Right.
The phone is small, but when I saw it, it really looked nice.
Hey, thanks again for joining me, Steve.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for visiting today. It was really good to see you.
It was good seeing you guys.
I don't know. Again, I don't know why it was split up into three parts. We are at a pause while I just finished up my dinner here, and we're looking at a three-part. This is the final 4 minute and 35 seconds. Steve Barkin, back in I think it was 17.
We're back in the Strat studio. We have a special guest here. This is Steve Barkin. What are you looking forward to seeing from Strat-O-Matic?
Well,
In the future.
football-wise, 1960 season.
Okay.
I've been campaigning for that with Bob for a couple of years. I think a continuation of what's been going on. I would hope that in the future they could find some way to maybe print out full old seasons. I know why they can't now, but hopefully in the future they can do that, and hopefully they can figure out a way to get more things done with the personnel that they have. I know what my capacity was. There was a certain point where I said no more. Hopefully they can come up with ways that John and Len can produce these things more.
Right. Looking back, I just want to ask, what's your fondest memory of being here?
The fondest memory of being here was I would say being given the old baseball seasons project, having Hal let me really develop it, because I was the one who came up with the methods that we use, and I think John still uses today most of those methods. And the fact that he had confidence in me to leave me alone. When I was in my old office, not this one, I would see him in the morning, say good morning, and that was it. And he knew I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. I had a schedule set up to try to finish the work in a certain time. And I would always manage to do it. But, I mean, when I first started, it was a baseball game, nothing else. It was 2 buildings ago, and we didn't have the reputation that we do now. It's nice that you can turn on a baseball game and hear a reference to Strat-O-Matic. You can read a sports page and see a reference to Strat-O-Matic. It's very nice, and that's something that we didn't really have when I first started.
So basically just the expansion into the older seasons and really gaining that level of fame.
Yes.
It's localized fame, I would say, but it's very strong.
Well, it's niche. It's a niche product, but we're at the top of that niche. And I feel that I had a small part in that. That the work that I've done with the old seasons has been recognized. And I
was gonna say, I think some of the forum guys would argue with you that you had a small part. Then I would say you had a very big part.
That's their perception.
Right.
It kept me doing what I like to do for 25 years. We've been doing this. I don't know if I would have lasted 45 years doing customer service and things like that.
Yeah. And then one last question for you to round this out. Will you ever find it in your heart to forgive me for converting your office?
Sure.
All right. That's the answer.
Eventually.
All right.
As long as you keep Bill's picture up.
I can't take that down.
No.
Okay, thanks again for joining me, Steve.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for visiting today. It was really good to see you.
It was good seeing you guys.
And that was Steve Barkin, the great late Steve Barkin, who we just learned today has died. It's always unexpected. And I knew him. And this game is devoted to him. It is devoted to hopefully a Mets win. They're leading 5-3. Gentry has gone all the way. The Phillies have used 4 pitchers. And I'm going to go ahead and take a hit. And you got to remember, when I knew him, he was like a 24-year-old guy. A 23 and a 24-year-old guy. He had a full head of hair. He had a mustache. He'd play FM music radio. And like he said, we were a lot younger then. I'm going to take my final hit here and get back to this ball game.
When I learned about Mind Bloom, I was curious.
Who I have after Farrell. Oh, yeah, Raffo. I don't know why I keep forgetting that. We have Mike Terranova for the Mets for sure. We have Kathy Harden for the Mets, and we have any of the rest of you who are here in this ball game ready to get started here. It will be Gentry, who has gone all the frickin' way. And he continues to have endurance. He's allowed 3 runs in the last 2 innings. But with the clutch base hit by Shamsky, Agee came home in the 7th for the insurance run. It's going to be, if you're wondering, Kathy Harden, and I'm wondering if you're wondering, for the Phillies, it will be Don Money, I assume a pinch hitter, whoever. And Terry Harmon in the top of the 8th. And we have Mike Terranova here. We have Kurt Miller, who notes he played for the Tigers in 71 and 73. I didn't know that. I didn't think to wonder what teams. Here's Gentry now, who's gone all the way, and Money will eat it off. 8th inning here. Okay, here's Gentry now. The pitch to Money. That's going to be 6-12 right-handed. Grounds it back to Gentry. He is a 2-0. Camini made no errors. That's 19-2. It's a G1. We can only get a rare play here. That's 5-10-14, no. It's going to be a clean G1. It's a grounder, and Gentry throws him out. Well, this might not be the time, but it's going to be a hitter here for Farrell. It will be Rick Joseph. Rick Joseph will be coming in to hit. They're saving Heisel, I can see. Here comes Rick Joseph now. It's a gamble here. 1 out, nobody on Gentry. And the pitch to Joseph. It's 1-3, right-handed, grounds to second. Boswell throws it to Clendenin, 2 outs. And here comes Terry Harmon. Gentry and the pitch to Harmon. That is 2-7 right-handed, and it is a base hit for Harmon, his second of the ball game. And that'll bring up Taylor again. 2-run home run in the 6th. Taylor, the tying run on at the plate here. It's a 5-3 game. Kurt Miller notes, Cabbage designated for assignment by Angels today. Trey Cabbage, one of our food players from earlier this week. Thank you. Now you're getting meta. You're getting into archivals. So Harmon with his second base hit, he also walked and scored today. And Gentry, the youngster, will face Harmon here with 2 outs. will face Taylor, I'm sorry, with 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Gentry. That is 2-9 right-handed. He walked him. Oh, wait a minute. I was not looking on Taylor's card. Whoa. There it is. And yeah, look at that, how that works. 2-9. It's a triple 1 to 8. Oh, it's a 10. It's a base hit. Oh, Lord. A game of inches. Harmon goes to third. I hope you all caught that. Just missed the triple. And Dick Allen in a situation here. At least get a run. Or put the Phillies in the lead against Gentry. Now, Gentry, 1 hit or walk away from fatigue with DeLauro and Ryan warming. Dick Allen the batter now. Here's Gentry. And that's 4-9 right-handed, and he struck him out. Oh, big strikeout of the ball game. His 7th today. The side is retired, Kathy Harden. It was no runs, 2 hits. He does have those 2 he'll bring in to check his endurance in the 9th. We're in the middle of the 8th here. And Farrell comes, there is a new pitcher, it's Al Raffo. And there will be a slight break in the action. If you're looking ahead to the top of the 9th for the Phillies, it's the heart of the order. With the option to use Heisel if Stone comes up. Stone hit frickin' 239, which is about average for the team. Oh, he's hit for Watkins, too. Look at that, 176. Fortunately, Mike Ryan not available. Tony Taylor was 2 for 15 in the American League Championship Series versus Oakland. Okay. That is pretty arcane information there, sir. We're heading to the bottom of the 8th. It's Al Raffo coming in. It started out in the 1st when Starter Champion allowed 4 runs, including a 3-run home run by Boswell. And then they got another run in the 7th, a little insurance run, because Phillies came back. It was 4-3, and then the Mets go get an insurance run, make it 5-3. We're in the bottom of the 8th. It'll be Grote leading it off against his new pitcher, Al Raffo. Okay, here is Raffo now. He's ready. Grote leads it off. Here's the pitch from Raffo. And that's a 6-10 right-handed, grounds it to third for Taylor. And that's 1 away. Now Buddy Harrelson. Gentry has gone all the way today. Any combination of 2 hits and/or walks, he is fatigued. But they're going to stay with him. Here's Buddy Harrelson to win it in the 9th. Harrelson 0 for 3. Raffo and the pitch. That's 2-6 against a right-hander, and that is a base hit by Harrelson. Harrelson with a single. his first of the ball game. And here comes Gentry. Okay, Raffo now. And the pitch to Gentry. 6-10, right-handed. Grounds it to third again for Taylor. And it's 2 away. That's going to, wait a minute, I'm sorry. 6-10, that's going to be forcing Harrelson at second. So Gentry is on. So Al Raffo was a teacher after baseball. Good for him. Two outs now with Gentry on first. Agee now. 3 for 4, Tommy Agee. 2 singles, a double, scored twice. That's 4-5, and he struck him out. And that's the first by Raffo in this inning. Side retired, no runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. We're heading to the 9th. It's the Mets by 2. The Mets lead it 5-3 against Philadelphia. And this is the final game of a 4-game series. It started with a doubleheader. The Phils swept the Mets. Then the Mets took the last game, the 3rd game. And here we are, Mets trying to hold on here. Gentry has gone all the way. It will be Callison, DJ Johnson, and Stone. Here comes Gentry now. To pitch his 9th inning. Phil's down by 2 here. Top of the 9th, and it's Callison stepping into the batter's box. Here's Gentry now. The windup and the pitch to Callison. That's 3-4 right-handed. And he grounds it to first for Clendenin, who takes it to the bag. 1 away. And here comes DJ Johnson. 1 out in the 9th. Phillies down by 2 here. DJ hit a solo in the 7th. Gentry gets the sign from Grody, the windup, and the pitch to Johnson. That is a 3-11 right-handed. It's hit deep. Oh, by Johnson. Going back, Shamsky jumps and makes the catch. What a catch by Art Shamsky, not known for his fielding, and it's 2 away. Oh, Kathy, let's look at that again. Wow. Wow. It was a 3-11. I had a feeling it was going to be something. Against the right-hander, Gentry. And 3-11 right there. End home run. I don't know if you can see it. End home run. 1-18. Against the right-hander, fly out left, 19-20, and that's what it was. What a catch by Shamsky, 2 outs. And Ron Stone is due up. But I see there's going to be a pinch hitter. Oh, ballpark effect. Oh my. We got it called by Road Scholar. Love it. No. Well, I do a new roll. I do a new roll. Oh, well, yeah, I do go with that one. You're right. I do go with the one. It was a 311 ballpark effect home run in the Shea Stadium against the right-hander. The fucking... And it is a fly ball to right. It is a fly ball to right. Okay. It's still out. You're right. Because that's what we do. We don't re-roll on those. Actually, I think I do, Road Scholar. I re-rolled on those, but... It's a tough call. That's going to be a... It's a home run 1-9. I do a re-roll on those. Generally. I'm just trying to think, do I re-roll? No, we're just going to let it sit, okay? We're just going to let it be as it is. And there's going to be a pinch hitter for Stone. Yeah, I know. I'm actually forgetting which I do. It's going to be Larry Heisel. No re-roll, he says. Okay. I think that's a consensus here. Since I'm not sure. Here's Heisel now with 2 outs. He could end it with one. He could, well, no, he can't. Gentry trying to finish it up here. 2 outs here in a very controversial play. Fortunately, if it was a home run, it would not have won the ball game or tied it. Here's the pitch to Heisel now. So that's 2-11, right-handed, and he chops it to third for Garrett. And he throws across to Clendenin, and this game is over. This game is as over as you can be. Mets win it with a controversial call there at the end, but I think when it is all said and done, not re-rolling is understandable. And even though I'm not sure which I do, and also the fact that it would have been a solo home run, it would have just made it, you know. And with the butterfly effect, we don't know what else would have happened, but there's a chance it just, you know, it's a happy recap. I will be back with the final post-game analysis in just a couple of minutes. This is the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network. And of course, I am Jeffrey Guterman, and Oh, thank you so much.
I just came here with all my.
Oh, appreciate
with
that.
all my food.
I just got these delivered. This is the oldest picture I could find of Gary Gentry. It's from 7 years ago. I remember when the Mets traded Gentry to the Braves, and I thought, I forgot who they got. Was that for Felix Millan? I don't know about that. And they got rid of Ryan, you know? They got rid of both of them. I want to thank everybody for hanging out here tonight. I'm going to keep it open for a little bit, see if anybody has anything they want to talk about. And if not, just consider it sort of an ambient post-game. Yeah, it was the Felix Mian and Steve Stone. And maybe there could be an argument for that, because Stone was a pretty good pitcher. And I think he had an okay year with the Mets. You know, they're just breaking up the team like that, though. I remember when he was traded to Atlanta. I remember that well. Kathy Harden, you have a great evening. Thanks for being here. Oh, excuse me. Let me see. I don't know which year it was, but I think it was 72, his breakout year with the Angels, where he pitched every 4 days. He had a god-awful number of strikeouts. I think he had about a 500 record, you know, maybe a little better. He wasn't pitching for a very good team. And it went on like that for several years, where he just had ungodly strikeouts. And then came the no-hitters. The only thing I want to just suggest to you, the little fact check there, Mike, is that that trade was made while he was still alive and still the manager of the Mets. He died April 2, 1972. The trade was finalized on December 10, 1971. It was a front office move. I don't think they may not even consulted with him. It was a total front office move, and it was shit move. Shit move. Yeah, I don't know. Well, maybe you keep thinking it because you don't want it to be true. Oh. I'm gonna call it a night, people. Mike Terranova, thanks for hanging in and chatting. I'm gonna shut it down now. I hope you enjoyed the ball game, and everybody take care.